I was gonna share something with you, and maybe some of you can relate, and maybe it's helpful to some of you what I'm about to share with you, because we almost didn't go yesterday on this one night camping trip.
Welcome back to Backroad Journals.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're all doing well on this beautiful Sunday. We are in one of our little secret spots that we're always lucky that no one's going to be here. We got a little creek running by down here.
Yeah.
It's a very small little spot. We always like coming here.
Yeah.
We haven't been here in quite a while, actually.
No, we haven't. So it's a nice little treat.
Yeah, it's a nice little treat. We're gonna find the proper spot for the Jeep right now, and then we're gonna start setting up, and then of course we're gonna catch up with you later and show you around.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
The creek is really not carrying enough water for this time of year. It's pretty, it's all very shallow. It's not necessarily a good thing. Again, we had less snowpack this year than we had last year, so there's not a lot of runoff. We noticed that driving in already when we went. along the Forest Service road on the creeks that are along the road, and the waterfalls that are coming down along the road. There's hardly any water coming down. So. Kind of have a feeling we're going to get an early fire ban this year. But until then, I actually think it's time to start a fire. Yeah, let's do that. Oh. There she is. I was just walking up here and there was no Michelle. Did you go out adventuring?
I did, yeah. So we've been to this spot quite a few times, but it's been, I would like to say, I think it's almost been 2 years, maybe year and a half, 2 years since we've been here. And it's just a golden gem. However, I'm not sure how long it's actually going to be accessible for. Things have changed since the last time we were here. I'm going to show you. So there's this ledge up here. I don't know if it's going to come across on the GoPro. You can see the roots of the trees up there just hanging. It's not going to be long before that gives way. And then over here, this tree came down from up there. It's all the way across there. And then continues here. Somebody obviously cut it so that this little path was free. But there's so many of these overhangs. Let me show you some more. Where it's just so unstable. Look at that. I don't know if that's going to come across, like I said, but all of this, it's just going to take the perfect storm for this to let go. Anyway, hopefully it's no time soon. Ignoring the unstable cliff, I find it amazing how the fern grows up the side of it. Like it just, there's a forest of fern. They're huge. Super cool. And especially seeing the soil here is, it's clay. We have a lot of clay soil. We have a lot of clay soil on our property as well. Things don't like to grow in it, but apparently the fern don't care. It's cool.
Okay, time to start a fire. We had to rearrange the fire pit a little bit. Just we're going to be setting up the tripod tonight. Just we're going to be cooking over the cast iron. Fire first. Because we still can. wild rice with butternut squash, feta cheese, craisins, walnuts. It's just really missing the fresh herbs that I had picked out, but this'll do. This actually turned out really good. Michelle just said it tastes like Thanksgiving.
No, it does.
No, actually pretty good.
Without the turkey.
Without the turkey. Anyways, guys, I think we're gonna finish on dinner and we're gonna say good night. We'll see you in the morning.
We'll see you in the morning.
Good night.
Night.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, we really slept in. Went to bed around midnight. It's now almost 10 o'clock in the morning. Good night's sleep, though. It's so calming and relaxing to fall asleep right next to a creek or any body of water for that matter. And it's also nice to wake up and not be cold right away. I thought I was gonna share something with you, and maybe some of you can relate, and maybe it's helpful to some of you what I'm about to share with you, because we almost didn't go yesterday on this one-night camping trip. And let me back up a little bit and give you a little bit of a backstory on that. I have, for the longest time, and still am, suffering from depression. And certainly I'm not the only one who is suffering from that, or who has that condition, if you want to call it that. And over the years, Michelle has helped me out a lot in dealing with when I had my bouts, and it was some dark days where for days I did not want to, do anything, and it was just not good. Let's put it that way. And over the years, it's gotten better and better and better, and I learned how to manage it more and more. What really changed everything was when I lost my job in 2020 due to, it was 2020. And it was a relatively successful career in the hospitality industry, and I could have taken it further in the end. It was just not meant to be, I guess. But that, in the end, turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because we then, Michelle and I together, focused more on being out here, being back in nature, and just kind of find our happy places on this beautiful island of ours that we're so blessed to be calling home. And that changed everything. Being back out in nature, my bouts of depression, they kind of few and far between now. In addition, what has helped tremendously is actually me trying to be creative and putting, videos together, which is something I and Michelle as well, we truly enjoy. But specifically for me, it's I enjoy trying to be creative and trying to, show you where we're at. And then putting everything together. All of that is part of getting better. And like I said, these bouts of depression, they just few and far between. So what happens every now and then is what happened yesterday morning, just about half an hour before we wanted to leave. And I was just about to load up the last bits into the Jeep, and all of a sudden I had a rush, an avalanche of all kinds of random thoughts, like a freight train running through my head, and I had to drop everything that I was doing, and I just had to sit down and do my breathing exercises in order to just settle down again and stuff. It was at the point where the vehicle was pretty much packed up at that point, just a few bits, like I said. But it was at the point where I wanted to unpack the Jeep rather than packing the last bits up and not go. And then I worked my way out of it. And because I knew that if I decided to stay home, that wouldn't be helpful. I would be stuck and just continue that spiral and not be well for the rest of the day. And then I wish, you know, man, I should have gone out in the end. And sure enough, here we are. I'm so glad, because I really actually wanted to get back to this spot, because we haven't been here in a while, and it's just a quaint little place. Anyways, that's kind of what happened, and maybe some of you can relate. This really is where it's a place to heal and a place to, yeah, just disconnect, period, from everything. A former colleague of mine that I worked with, very successful chef, and he stepped away from his very successful career, and he posted something on Instagram the other day, which I thought hits the nail on the head. And it was something along the lines of presence over profits and purpose over pressure. Kind of stuck with me. Anyways, I hope that helped some of you out. Just thought I'd share that with you, that it's important to disconnect and just take a breather from the rat race every once in a while, and just yeah, do what you're passionate about, I guess is what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm gonna head back up and see what Michelle's up to. I'm probably gonna have a coffee now, and then I'll see where the day takes us.
All right, I think we're gonna skip the coffee. We're gonna pack up, and we are gonna check out a spot that we discovered on the way in. It's a brand new spot. It says no overnight camping, but it might be good for a day trip.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be right down by the lake. And
yeah. So let's check it out, and we'll take you along with us.
Yeah, see you there.
See you there.
There you go. It's a pretty tippy trail. We would take the Jeep down here. Can't really tell from the camera, I guess, but let's see where it leads us.
Yeah, I think this is too much for the would be too much for the Jeep.
Yeah, I don't think we would be making it down here.
It's more like for an ATV.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes up and down. No, not made for the Jeep. Not for our Jeep, at least.
That's a nice spot, though.
Yeah, that's definitely worth coming down here for a day trip, hey? Just hang out for a fire.
No campfires anytime. Meanwhile, it's a fire pit. All right, I guess that wraps up this week.
Yeah, it does. Glad we came down here and checked this out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we will see you again next week on a new adventure, wherever that may take us. We have an idea.
You'll have to tune in next week to find out.
Exactly. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like and comment if you enjoyed this video. You're really helping out our channel with all your comments and suggestions. It really helps us out. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
10-second rule.
Oh no, 10-second rule.